Whoa-hey! Welcome back to Banjo-Kazooie. This time we're entering Clanker's Cavern, a delightful little dingy mess of a level.
Yep. Call the police.
I'm back!
And we found Celian with the trash.
Hey, Sealy, what were you doing in the sewers?
No. What's Celie doing in the trash?
Shopping.
Oh,
Oh, she's shopping in the
Shopping
trash?
in-
She's trash shopping?
Shopping in the sewers.
Look at all the bargains.
Shopping in the sewer.
crab legs. Done.
So yeah, Clanker's Cavern. I mean, for a sewer level, it's really not that all that bad.
It looks pretty small from the offset.
Yeah, but we're only at the very beginning portion
Oh,
of the level.
jeez.
Oh
It
my
all
god,
starts-
gator gremlins. I mean,
Yeah.
grid gremlins.
How many of you were scared shitless when you saw these things pop out for the first time?
Those
I
things,
was.
happened.
those things can make you jump, and for the longest time I didn't know you were able to actually hurt them until I played this like a couple years. But I remember when I first played this, I thought that you just were screwed.
No, you just gotta peck them out.
Yep, thank you, Kazooie.
There you are.
Thank you, Marge.
Large.
I'm sorry, have I mentioned that I love the sound effects in this game?
Yeah.
Look at you! I'm an invulnerability feather! Battles will tell you more!
So yeah, aside from flying, apparently Kazooie can gain the powers of a fucking god.
She could become a
Just for a
shield
bit.
for the Baron, the bear.
Provided you have
Just for a
feathers.
bit, but
Yeah.
now, unfortunately,
Wonder Woman.
even though this is shown off, now this can make you. Now this whole thing is about to scare you a bit because, like, this area here, this is the only thing you see in the puzzle piece when you first complete it. So there's actually a much larger area and part of this level, although it's not too big, but there is a bigger part to this level coming up which you don't know about. So you get no preparation for what you're about to see.
Yeah, but we're about to meet a rather friendly face. The guy whose name is literally right smack dab on the very beginning of
This
this
is Kevin,
Yep, it's his.
and the
It's
dogs
like
are
we're about
already
to enter
worried.
his own hole.
I think the dogs have already seen it for themselves. So
The dogs
yeah,
are terrified.
just as we go through the pipe,
It's like that thing where the dogs know something supernatural and evil is coming in.
ladies and gentlemen, meet Clanker.
The nose knows.
Meet Clanker.
This terrified me the first time around.
I am Clanker, which is garbage grinder. Clanker not like dirty water, want fresh air.
Like, you're gonna get fresh air in
Oh,
a fucking sewer canal.
So,
Well, it's better than being so completely submerged in dirty water.
but now,
Submersion shit. Also, he
Dirty
constantly looks at you.
despite how creepy he may look with his staring, glowing eyes, his huge row of teeth, the freaking parts of gore and blood across his body, he's actually one of the nicest people we'll meet.
Oh yeah, he's completely docile.
If he is a people.
And honestly, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but honestly, I was never really all that freaked out by this character.
I know when he first opens his mouth, I'm like, oh, jeez, I'm dead.
Yeah. But then
Oh,
once-
hey,
once
it's
he actually starts-
Bloop!
Yep, it's Bloop, everyone's favorite character who Rayman 2 totally didn't rip off.
Yay, Icky
Nani?
gets to do what I...
The,
yay, Icky.
the depth perception on these bubbles of Bloop suck, though.
Also, I don't know, did they add the reflection in this version?
I don't
I
think they
I don't
did.
think so. I'm pretty sure it was always like this.
Also, yeah,
Although,
Icky, you see,
I know
you
you're
got-
joking about it, James, but since I have basically no experience with Rayman 2, which character are you talking about that this guy was ripped off to make?
I forget her name. She's the whale character from during like the second fourth of the game. She basically she pretty much breathed out bubbles for you to breathe in, and then when she got to the second portion, then piranha started eating them.
She had to run quickly and...
I wish I could remember her name, but it's been
Also-
a while since I last played that game.
Also, see everybody, Icky can quote Game Grumps too. No one's gotta get mad at me when I do it.
Did he? I actually didn't catch it.
It was just a quote. It's just that JonTron and Aaron were like, "Oh, it's group." And it's just
I miss JonTron.
Good old.
JonTron.
Yeah.
JonTron, I felt did bring a lot to it, but I will say that dog's like what? No, but I will say Danny has definitely warmed up on me.
Yeah,
I've
he
warmed up
definitely
to
brings
Danny.
his own flavor to the Game Grumps mold, and honest, at this point, he's practically the definitive way of how they handle things now.
He has a
We
gold.
freedom.
Look at that fleshy little surface on his side.
Right now, that's fresh air. You find reward on Clanker's back.
I hate the psycho strings down here.
Also, oh yeah, that doesn't help things. Also, his voice is just a loud, long, moaning groan, which I guess doesn't really help the whole "I'm happy and friendly."
Well, no, like, you know that whole stereotype of how larger characters have deeper voices and smaller characters have higher pitched voices?
I guess. Go ahead.
It makes me think of those, Twilight Princess after you, direct the statues back into their normal place, and then after that they're like...
Oh, the Dominion Rod thing?
Yeah.
Hey.
Or no, not the Dominion Rod thing, right before you get the Master Sword.
Yeah, she's talking about that puzzle with the jumping puzzle that everybody loves.
Yeah, that one.
I will admit right here and right now, as much as I prefer the first game or the second one, I severely miss the ability of using both A and B at the same time to swim that you're fastest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're missing that oxygenate spell by around now.
I honestly forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, and frickin' Jolly Roger Bay or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
You got a spell that oxygenates the whole water and suddenly actually makes that water level one of the more serene stages in the game.
Serene, if not a little bit over bloated.
Isn't that an actual thing, though?
What do you mean?
Oxygenated water?
If it is, I doubt it works the way you think it does.
Yeah.
Like some sort of preservation fluid that allows you to breathe comfortably.
Well, I mean, you always see it in sci-fi things. Where like, how do those people in the big scientist research places? How do they stay in a glass tube filled with water all the time?
Yeah. How do they not suffocate or drown?
Simple.
Yeah, honestly, that all just sounds like pure mumbo jumbo.
Ha!
Well,
Speaking
we all
of,
know
Ecum Bokum.
But
You know what?
guys,
I'm curious. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up, Hype?
Well, we all know the real reason that they can get away with that. They're all obviously chewing oxygen-flavored taffy.
Never forget.
Oh, what was that from?
DuckTales Remastered.
Oh.
It was their explanation as how they can breathe on the moon.
Without helmets.
Oh. James, remember, I
Apparently,
need to
it tastes bad to
breathe.
everyone except Gyro.
Okay, so looking up on Google real quick, it says, Can humans breathe liquid? No. And while humans can technically breathe from a liquid with high oxygen content, our lungs are not powerful enough to circulate a liquid because it is too heavy.
Fair enough.
Actually,
Makes sense.
I mean,
Going
then
back to
again,
DuckTales-
there is oxygen naturally found in water, hence H2O.
Well, yeah, but
There's too much hydrogen in the way.
It's that double hydrogen that really gets you.
Yeah.
Also, oh, go ahead, Hype.
I was just about to say, just going back to DuckTales Remastered, something I just thought about. Like, they went out of their way to explain how Scrooge and his friends can breathe on the moon with that taffy. They never did explain how Glumgold and the Beagle Boys can breathe on the moon.
They probably stole the formula and made some themselves.
Also,
that's the thief
all the
guild.
dogs
Be right
bark
back.
yet again. Thank you, dogs.
Clanker's teeth hurt now. Eat too much garbage. Oh, Clanker.
Oh, Clanker, you're so stupid.
Oh yeah, by the way, I don't have the foresight to do this now, but you can actually break through that grate with your eggs.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so again, welcome back to another exciting episode of Ow, My Poor Hindsight.
It is. Well, I mean, that is another thing with this game is that some things that you don't think could be broken can be, and some things you think should totally be able to be broken need to be activated with the Switch. Also, this reminds me of the whole thing about the whole H2O now remind me of two things. One is a really dumb chemistry joke. So two smart guys. Okay, I should say one smart guy and one smart ass they're going out to a diner to just have some drinks. The other guy doesn't want to really drink anything too strong, so he just says, "Oh, can I please have some H2O?" And the guy, wanting to not be one up, says, "Oh, I'll have some H2O too." So the guy gets a glass of water, and the other guy dies soon after.
What is it, arsenic?
That's a joke that hydrogen dioxide is a really, really bad... No, it's a dihydrogen dioxide is a really, really bad chemical. Even worse than hydrogen monoxide. Also, the other thing I reminded of with the water was I was reminded of Penn and Teller's show Bullshit.
Yeah, I remember Bullshit.
It's a great show It's a great show debunking and talking about how a lot of things are just bullshit. They're made up. They don't work. They don't work the way that you think they should, and they have proof to say it. But one of them they were talking about was the whole environmentalist thing. They're basically wanting to prove that most environmentalists don't actually know jack about the environment. They just want to, as he quote-unquote said, it's sexy to want to save the world. You feel like a good person because you want to save the world. So when someone comes along saying, hey, this will help them make the world better, you feel obligated and thus desiring to do that. Also, speaking of saving the world, how about some creepy stuff?
Ooh.
Yep. Now we're gonna be the anti-toxic crusaders.
They're snipper mutants.
Snipper mutants are we. Jigsaw is ours. Fight us you must.
And they're all
I could just turn back the other way. Help!
And actually, don't worry, they're actually really weak. But boy, do they look weird doing it.
They do have a bit of a buffer in health, but otherwise they're really not that much They're not that much worse than what you've dealt with already.
Just ground pound them. It's a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they got a pretty wide hitbox, so
they're all big. And we
on
did
the side of caution here.
Wait, there's
And
one
I
more.
think. Oh yeah, that's right. The music's still playing.
There it is.
There you are.
By the
She
way,
was rather nice to wait for me.
By the way, this was, I think, was this Grant Kirkhope's first work? This game?
No, he did do some addition. He was an assistant. He was a guitarist for Killer Instinct 2.
Oh, really? But was this his first standout? Like he was the composer for this game?
As far as I'm concerned, I think it is. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, great work this guy did.
Oh yeah. I mean, he got the right tone for this game.
Oh yeah. But anyway, so what was I saying? So in trying to prove how environmentalists don't really know what they're talking about, so they went to this big environmentalist rally with like clipboards and like pretending to be official people, but they weren't. And they said, and they were all trying to get people to sign saying, they were saying like, okay, well the government has been putting chemicals into our water in particular. They've been putting a very dangerous chemical, and we want to sign a petition to help get that chemical removed from our local waters and from our local rivers and streams, and even into our sewer and lake reservoir systems. We're trying to get rid of the chemical dihydrogen monoxide.
Uh-huh.
Just wait for the chemists in the audience to put together what dihydrogen monoxide actually is.
In the blowhole.
Smart people, answer in the comments below.
Okay, dihydrogen means 2 hydrogen, monoxide means 1 oxygen, H2O.
So yeah.
And you'd be amazed how many people signed off. I mean, the people didn't know any better, and they wanted to do what they thought was the right thing. So they're not trying to guilt them for that. Just
They were just playing it off. They were just completely playing it off at face value.
educate yourself. Know what you're wanting to do. And who's
Right.
This level has a bit of verticality to it, but this isn't even the worst of what we'll be seeing in this game.
Oh no! You have not seen the fucking Mad Monster Mansion. I think that has some of the worst gimmicks in the entire game.
I'll be right back. My dog
Okay.
wants to go out for a quick walk.
Okay.
The dog got scared in the mansion.
So, I think we were talking about this earlier with the games you played. Are there any N64 games, Lee, that you never got to play that you wish you can?
Let's see, I can't think of one in particular.
I mean, hint, with the power of emulation we can. Or if Nintendo wants to get off its ass and actually make an N64 classic, and that way you can...
I can't hear you, what?
I was just mumbling to myself as a joke, saying, I mean, through the power of emulation we can do that, or Nintendo can get off its ass and actually make an N64 classic. Oh! I'm just sorry, that was just me going on a quick little rant saying, Nintendo, if you're tired of us emulating it, give us an option to give you money. We know you want our money, and you know that we want to give you money for some of these things.
A few games, I don't want to say few because it's part of the same series, but I never did get to play the original Mario Party games on N64.
Oh
Okay.
god.
Except 2 on Virtual Console and 3 once.
Okay.
Well, honestly, 2 and 3 are the most you really want. I mean, granted, one's not a terrible game. It's just once you get to the mini games where you gotta start using the control stick, spinning the control stick.
Which
Yeah.
it got so. There was actually a thing where Nintendo actually had to, per complaints, and you would have to mail in, and they would send you. They were actually selling gloves for people to use while playing the game.
Yeah.
Because it's totally not their own devil damn faults for getting their hands done like that.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't entirely their fault. The N64's control stick is just naturally that fucking rough.
Because it's hard plastic.
Yep.
And they expect you to actually spin that fucking thing as fast as you can with your palms.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you could do it with your fingers, but really the fastest way to get that much spinning is to just brace it against your palm and go to town.
Yeah, and that shit hurts.
It does. So,
Okay, Chip is gold.
Which is why after Mario Party 1
I watched Joel from Vinesauce stream the single player to Mario Party 1, which I will say that was actually a pretty cool single player. I kind of upset they never brought that back for later games.
Well,
it
like kind of did in the form of the campaign mode of the top 100.
That's cool then. But yeah, so in that one, there's this minigame in particular he was doing that was so hard. You have to quickly power on a light bulb to stop a boo from getting to you.
Oh, yeah.
And he proved it. You need to like crank that thing. You need to crank that analog stick control stick, so gosh dang
To
fast.
take this side con, Clanker swallow reward.
What?
Teeth are better now. Thank you, Bear.
Oh, I love how one of the sides is falling.
We got it.
Woo! Oh, by the way, if you go to the other side, you'll find a Mumbo token. But,
Okay.
anyway, actually, going back real quick, you think the paddle boat minigame is the worst with the spinning? You have not played Tug of War.
I'm
Tug of
back.
War's bad. But
Welcome
no,
back, Iki.
Tug of War's
But
bad.
yeah, no, that minigame is damn near impossible if you're not spinning that control stick at every bit of fiber in your palm.
Mario Party.
And it hurts!
Join us next week for the Mystery Dog Mystery Hour between everybody here. But no.
Question:
the other-
am I the only one that sees this area as like a giant toilet seat?
Ouch.
Possibly. It is a
I can
garbage
sort of see it.
grinder. But yeah, but that's the other thing. Okay, you say the tug of war, I say the freaking powering the light bulb to stop the boo.
No, I would still say Tug of War, just because you have to fight with an AI that's actually pretty competent.
Actually, real quick.
Whereas with the boo the bike minigame with the boo, that's at least timed.
Why suddenly a timer?
Because we have to jump
Because-
through the hoops.
Yeah, it's
actually-
just there for the sake of being there. Anyway, what were we saying, Hype?
Just going back to Mario Party and those minigames, the Tug of War one reminds me of something that they tend to do a lot in the N64 era. There would be moments where the characters would wear Bowser suits. It's mainly just their head imposed on a Bowser body. For some reason, I really want to see someone like rip the models and instead just have like all of the playable characters, but replace Bowser's head over all their heads. So you would see like that Bowser head over that Mario head or over that Peach head and whatnot.
I feel like that had to have been done at least once, and if not, well, get on it, modders. Give us the one true Bowser Land experience. So yeah, now that we've given the water level a little extra step, now we can actually, well, progress. And honestly, I've been just so entranced with all the topics here that I kind of forgot exactly what we're supposed to be doing now. Oh yeah, actually, I think we're about to actually see our next not our next world, our next power up.
Ooh. Oh, we're at the invincibility one.
Yep, because you're gonna need it for this.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I mean, you can try going through that if you want to.
Balls,
chance.
how'd you get down here?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, these blades are instant kill.
No, they're not. They just hurt. Cool. Does it make me invulnerable?
Sure does. Hold the right or left trigger. Oh jeez, I remember how hard this was to try and like actually work between all this on the Z, with just the Z button and
The C buttons.
Honestly, and Celia and I have both experienced this. It actually feels a little bit easier to do with the C stick, with the C buttons, as opposed to with an analog stick. Because sometimes you'll actually hit a diagonal part, so when you meant to hit left, you'll hit down instead.
Oh, what are you referring to?
Ocarina of Time, and you trying to play the ocarina sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure.
Well, thank you
Yeah,
kindly.
it was clear. But yeah, that whole thing was clearly meant to be done with the buttons as opposed to having a stick. I mean, at the end of the day, that you gotta have your alternatives, but even then, it's like it is easy to press it in the wrong direction and have that happen. Anyway, yeah, now we're invincible thanks to Kazooie's sudden godlike powers with the golden feathers.
Unfortunately, we can only carry a maximum of 10, so make it worthwhile.
Yes, you can't spam this thing willy-nilly, especially considering the gold feathers in themselves aren't actually that common.
You know, I would love if while you're plowing through all these, you would actually destroy those fans.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that would be very cathartic.
I wouldn't be surprised if that might have been like that might have been something they considered like during the planning stages, but then they realized maybe the N64 couldn't handle all that explosionary power, so they just stuck to just being able to phase through them.
More honey?
Honey, and I do believe down there is our last Jinjo.
Oh boy!
Poor thing, he got dropped down the pit.
Oh, we got it.
Into
Thank
the
you very much. I couldn't breathe down there.
Thank you!
Thank
I'm
you for
surprised
releasing me.
He knows what to do. So it is possible. Isn't it possible to like lower the water level some more with the rings? That's
No,
right. You gotta do that.
I think that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is as far as you go!
Oh man, we're gonna reference everything, aren't we?
What?
I'm gonna get everything I can. Yeah.
Ooh. Twinkle twaggles.
I mean, the most they'll probably miss out on by accidents, or maybe the occasional note, or honeycomb, or honeycomb. My bad, honeycomb.
Honeycomb.
Honey Cove Chaos.
Hey, speaking of all these
Honey
weird
Cove
cultures we've been seeing
Crunch.
around here, I was say they like to pretend we don't know about it. Who here remembers the freaking honeycomb craver?
I remember.
Yeah, I remember that abomination.
The honeycomb what?
Honeycomb Craver, the little hedgehog looking freak.
Oh, the not Taz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
not Taz.
No, the not Freddy Freaker.
That
Freddy-
too.
Yeah, I remember him.
It's a new thing that Oni / Icky are obsessing over right now.
Oh.
Wait, Oni slash...
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that is
Almost.
not our last Jiggy.
Almost.
What else
So
am
yeah.
I missing?
I love how you said Oni slash Icky, implying that they're
Oh,
both one and
right.
the same.
I never would have thought to do this.
No, I was saying it more. Oh no, I was saying more as Oni obsesses over it, therefore Icky must.
Ooh.
Hmm?
I was making a joke about it. If Oni's gonna obsess over something, therefore Icky must obsess over something. So these look pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Even though some of them are turning the exact wrong way they should be turning.
But at least-
jeez.
Ow. I was about to say you don't need the golden feathers, but that saw blade proved me wrong.
And outright, that sound effect is actually really like you hear like it's slicing. It's not visceral.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, before we leave off, I just remembered. I think I know where I can find that last thing I'm missing.
What?
So
the-
let's go
pipe.
check that out real quick.
It's up a pipe.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, I remember this one.
Yep.
This one's
If you have a
turd.
guide, good luck finding that one.
Yahoo! Yay!
Go hook.
So yeah, I think with that said, we're all done here. So
That slave.
let's clean ourselves of this filth and head on to the next area.
Yeah, and
Yay.
jump into the witch's used bathwater.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, that's the even worse thing. For all we know, that
With a floating mine inside.
No.
you want to know what's sad too? In one of the later levels in the game, the water is so polluted that you can't even breathe. It from the surface. I'm surprised it wasn't the same case for Clanker's Cavern here, considering
That
we were
is
literally
true.
polluted waters.
Yeah.
That is true.
In this case, it's lesser toxic shit.
At the very least, we didn't go through Sprunty's septic tank.
Ooh.
Ew.
Well, no, that's what it was.
No. It wasn't.
1, 2, 3.
But here, let's go to a cleaner place. A freaking swamp.
Mm-mm.
How is
What
that
that
cleaner?
swamp ass smell.
That's the joke.
That's nature's cleanliness, silly. That's nature's cleanliness.
Fair enough.
Nature's cleanser, if you're more like it.
Nature's cleanser. That's fair. So yeah,
Irish
Bubble
Spring.
Bloop Swamp. That'll be a fun level, and I mean, I do mean that legitimately. I don't think that's a bad level, save for maybe 1 or 2 Jiggies that are a tad obnoxious.
Yes.
And no, they totally don't involve the characters inside their giant counterparts.
I bet not.
That's just fucking weird.
So, but now it's time to finally ascend.
We're ascending to the heavens!
What are those last 3 notes, though?
Who knows? Who cares?
I cares.
Oh, Grunty's got something less to say.
And
What does that mean?
when my boots
Oh, never
swinging.
mind.
Sorry, I got distracted by one of the dogs.
I even forgot what I was trying to say.
I wasn't sure if that was me or Steve.
I knew these dogs would be the death of it. No, it's fine. Okay. Join us on the next part.
And
with
on that
more
note, we'll see you
dogs,
guys next
more
time.
barking!
Bark, 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 bark.